Good, how are
I'm
you?
good. How are you?
Doing good and yourself?
Pretty good.
We're good.
Hi. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank
Thank
you.
you for doing this.
No problem.
Before we get started, I'm introducing myself. I'm Sierra.
hmm
I'm Claire.
Hi, Sierra and Claire. I'm Olivia from Beauty by Miss Pope.
It's nice to meet you.
Thank you.
If you're ready, we can go ahead and dive in.
Let's go.
Okay, I will kick it off by asking, who are you and what is your story?
Okay. Hi, I'm Olivia Pope. I'm a transgendered female from New York. I'm 38 years old, and how I got started before business, before anything, was an internet personality. Um, Olivia Pope was literally a personality, but it segued me into accepting who I truly am. And it also opened the door for me to show the world with no fear who I am and what I'm about, not what the typical stereotype was of transgendered females.
So when
That's
you're
really
talking,
admirable.
yes, it really is. When you're talking about beauty, how do you separate inner beauty and outer beauty from being in the beauty industry?
Okay, so in the world right now, when you say beauty, most people is focused on materialistic looks, things like that, and people can put on a shell and a show, but it's not really on the inside. When I decided to enter the beauty industry, period, most people thought I would do makeup or something like that, and I didn't want to approach it from there. I wanted to approach beauty from a natural aspect, from top to bottom. Um, you know, when you look inside of people and they put on a lot of makeup and stuff like that, because I wear makeup too, but not heavy, they don't take care of, you have to truly believe that beauty and you have to feel that beauty. So if it's not together internally, what you're putting out is just a costume. So I made it my duty to start from, it wasn't just skincare, because I'm in the skincare market. It was more so from inside out. I started talking about detoxing, living a better lifestyle, thinking about what we feed our bodies. Mentally, we have to understand that what we're putting into our bodies ultimately is what you get out. So if you have horrible skin, right? Um, Acne problems, all these different things, a lot of people don't know that if you cleanse your body out, it will help with a lot of that, because a lot of the foods we eat, because we know organic is a little bit more expensive. So some people don't even bother with um, understanding that I can afford to eat healthy. I can't afford expensive doctor bills. It's getting hard. So I started from inside of myself, feeling good, make my body literally feeling good, and then I focused on the outer.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
If you could articulate or sum up a mission statement for your brand, what would it be?
The mission for my brand is to understand that, okay, so I chose Beauty by Miss Pope because I wanted people to appreciate their natural beauty. So my mission is for you to put into your natural beauty as much as possible, so that you don't have to use so many artificial things.
Yeah, I agree. Because when you when you use natural things, you feel natural, and then overall equals a better feeling rather
Yeah.
than artificial.
Prior to me getting into my body, my health, and all of that stuff, I used to have very bad, problematic skin. I used skin lighteners to fade marks, all kind of different things, and it was a temporary fix. Um, and ultimately, the temporary fix was making another problem. So, if you naturally cure something or deal with something, because a lot of people don't know, your skin is your biggest organ, right? And it absorbs things. That's the fastest way for things to enter your body. It's through the skin, and a lot of people don't know that. So we can go to the doctor, we can go to dermatologists, they give us all these things, but it will help one problem. Dry skin comes from a lot of things a dermatologist will recommend and stuff like that. And it was like, how do I attack this without hurting myself more?
Mhm. I love that. So how long have you been in the beauty industry?
Okay, so my business is about a year old. How I knew where I wanted to go with it, I used to always buy tons of serums, tons of oils, all these different things. And they were good products, but it cost so much money.
Mhm.
And then I started to do, there was this one oil that I always wanted and it always sold out. I'm a natural reader overall and I educate myself on almost everything that I touch. I read up about it and read up, and I was like, about a year ago, I sat in my house and said, you know what? When it runs out, I have to substitute with something with things that are not as natural. Let me try to make it. And I sat right in my house one day, and I just started playing with things, reading, ordering a bunch of stuff, and putting it together. And I tested it on myself. And after about 2 weeks, I realized that I could make it myself, and I just started my product line.
That's amazing.
Oh, that is. So, do you mind talking a little bit more about that? About the bridge from how this became like a personal hobby or passion to a business?
Okay, so um, a part of Beauty by Miss Pope is being affordable to everyday people, right? And I knew that I would always go online as an influencer. People would listen to what I use and go out and get it, and then they would write me and say, "Liv, that's so expensive." I used to use a Chanel Hydra serum, all these things, and it was so expensive. On top of that, it wasn't as easily available to the everyday people. Um, when I started to make, when I made that tester product, that one tester product, a rose oil, and my door, who is it? Delivery, I'm sorry. When I made my
No
product,
worries.
I, oh, I'm sorry. When I made my first product, I decided that I was going to make it, but I wanted to make it affordable. And it wasn't as affordable to everyone. The ingredients I used, so I knew I needed to do my research. When I started to do the research, I started to see, oh yeah, I can tweak this, add that, and the price is everything for me, right? Um, and I didn't want to get online and say, okay, I'm coming out with my own line, and it's the same problem with the price of things. So, in the beginning, I made a lot of expensive mistakes, but those mistakes cost me. I didn't want it to cost the customer.
Mhm.
So, okay, so for instance, when I first started, I had announced an original launch date of March, whatever the date was. And I couldn't keep that date because I had bought this. And then when I did the math to myself, it wouldn't make sense because it would be putting a product out that's still pretty pricey, right? So, for instance, a 1 ounce bottle of my rose oil is $14.99, and if you look at everyone else, it's like $35.
Mhm.
And we know
Mm.
1 ounce does not go a long way, right? So imagine the 2 ounce. What would I have to price that at? Because you have to do the math when you're doing everything. And just the planning of it before it hit the market, it was like, okay, this way is not going to work because the price, I can't price it and make a profit and grow the business the way I wanted to. Because the ultimate goal is to grow your business, right? But for me, it wasn't just about money. I wanted people overall, everybody. I didn't say I want a specific race or gender, none of that. I want everybody to be able to go and get a product and be able to afford it. So a big part of my failures in the beginning was the price. I had to remake the product like 4 times before I could release it just because of the price.
Mm.
And still, because you have to retest the new ingredients, it's more affordable and make sure it gives you the same effect. So that was a stumbling block for me, but I didn't give up. I made it happen. And then, not listening to people who started a business before me. I'm very stubborn.
Mhm.
So, and I like things done a certain way. So, I would do things even though someone said, no, you don't have to do packaging this way. You don't have to do packaging that way because it's going to cost more and you have to weigh it in price. That became a problem until eventually I started to take advice from people who was put in place because a lot of free advice is out there and we don't want to listen. And so, money was a big thing where I lost a lot. but ultimately, the bigger picture, when I finally released, everyone was able to get it and love it and enjoy it and didn't feel like, they were stressing too much,
Mhm.
especially in the situation we're in right now.
Yeah. So when you speak on wanting it to be affordable for your viewers and customers, do you have like a specific target demographic you're like trying to bring in, or is it just open for everyone?
I want it to be open for everyone.
Okay.
Want it to be an open. I feel like if I target it for a specific demographic, it's going to be a part of a problem that the world is facing, separation, and I
Mhm.
don't want no parts of that. I feel like everyone should be able to say, I'm going to get this product and not feel like when you read it, or like even when you promote things, you're like this. Just the promotion in itself and the wording and the things that you put on it is saying that it's limited to this person or only this type of person when it's really for everybody.
Yeah, and I feel
Yeah.
like a lot of brands don't do that as they should.
Mhm. Yes, it has to be. I mean, if you're going to provide a good and service, are you going to limit who can get it just to say that, oh, I want this type of person to wear my stuff or have my stuff? No.
Mhm.
Absolutely. And with being an influencer prior to starting this business, how would you say that you use your personal story and authenticity in the business?
By being as honest as possible. Honesty is key, and everything is a story and a journey. If you want to connect with people, you have to be able to connect with your real life, because just showing the pretty pictures or the pretty parts of it, no one can really connect to that. And sometimes it's like, oh, they just want money.
Mhm.
So, when I was saying, people would always ask me about, so what serum is that? Or I had a vitamin C serum or something. What serum is that? And I would say it. Those customers, those just went off of word of mouth. They didn't really get to see what it was I was targeting. So now, even earlier on, I was on live and I was using my rose oil, and they said, I thought you only use it when you wash your face and spread oil. I said, no, rose is really good for wound healing. It fades marks. So that's why they saw me put the dropper. I showed them the mark, and then I went back and showed them another picture of it before I started to penetrate it with the rose oil. So you have to be very informative. You have to connect, and you have to make sure it's realistic.
Mhm. So, starting this business, you did mention that it has come a while since like your influencer days to now. Who has been your biggest inspiration in the beauty industry and life?
Biggest inspiration. Okay, so my inspirations wouldn't have been in, so particularly someone, let me see if I can fix the phone here, right? I don't have to hold it. It wouldn't be so much about the seeing somebody that's pretty and using something. No. A lot of my inspiration came from seeing people go for what they truly believe in. And so, and I said, and in talking about business, I say you have to start a business that you truly believe in, not something that you're doing for money, because then you can't sell something if you don't believe in it, right? Um, my influence is my mother. When she's passionate about something and she believes something, she sticks to it and she approaches it really hard. So she was my biggest influence. And as far as beauty goes, I used to buy, and I know it's not all organic, Kiehl's a lot.
Hmm.
Their products didn't really dry me out, because dryness, for me, when I get too dry, like I get more breakouts. So Kiehl's had products that would target something and actually do it without giving me that other problem of the dryness. Now I'm putting another product on just to fill in what that one product was taken out, if that makes sense. So Kiehl's
Mhm.
was good for me. I used a lot of Chanel serums. And vitamin C's, I would get at just about anybody's vitamin C as long as it, like the label read organic. So I didn't target one.
Got it. Uh, do you feel comfortable sharing some of your biggest successes and failures in pursuing this?
Yeah, I can share it with you. I can definitely share it with you. Where do you want to start? Failures? I want to talk about that in starting this business. I talked about listening. I had a friend, she's a big influence too, Shauna Cole. She was in a makeup line and stuff like that. And she would have seminars, and I would go to the seminars and listen to, and it was mainly about starting a business. So I'm very stubborn, and I feel like if you tell me something, but I want to do it this way. And you're saying, no, I didn't listen. When I first started to order products and even packaging and stuff like that, it was outlined to me which way to go from someone who had already been in the business. I wasted about almost $3,000 when I first started because I didn't listen to little details of things that I could do without for now and just jumping and doing something. And I remember when I first started to order the labeling for my packaging, she said to me, "You don't have to go with a big company. You can go with somebody that needs the exposure because they will give you the attention and they have the time to give you the one on one service that you need, right?" And I said, no, I wanted to use this company because I see everyone talking about it and it seems like it's it worked for them because it attracted me, but ultimately I'm a person that needs to be able to communicate. And so I went with the one company, sent them the money and everything, and the finished product, the labels didn't even stick onto the packaging, but I had already launched, so I had to mail it out like that. So could you imagine someone getting a product and the label is just coming right off?
Yeah.
Because I was already told this information. Now, somebody was actually recommended for me to use that I can actually go to their office and sit and talk to them and test things before I put it on the package, and I didn't listen. I wanted to go with what was popular,
Mhm.
and that's a huge failure for me. The next thing is I depended on the fact that I was an influencer, and the people closest to me, because most of my friends they have a large following, and I depended on that. That's not work,
Mhm.
especially when it's your own brand. When it's your own brand, you have to put all in. It's not going to come easy. So I remember at one point, sales just went from the excitement of getting Beauty Madness Pope to nothing, just like that. Mind you, remember, I just spent thousands of dollars to get this
Yeah.
business around. And I had to sit now instead of giving up. Now, here's the part where it turned. Instead of giving up, I pulled everything and I just approached it different. I got a regular person that was building their brand to help me build my brand, that did my labels, redid my logo. Normal people, everyday people have so much talent, and we ignore them because we want to go with people that's already established and don't have the time
Mhm.
that's required to give your product that attention. They don't care because their brand is to ship you something. I remember when I called, I just paid somebody $500 when I was doing my logo, and I asked, "Can I speak to you? Because maybe you're not understanding what I want." And they said, "You have to make an appointment." The appointment was 2 weeks from the day I spoke to them. Now I want to launch. So now that was a setback. So, I learned that, do your research with who you hire to help you get to where you want to be, because you can probably get the help cheaper from someone who needs the exposure, that's willing to give you that time and that passion because they're branding themselves just like you are.
Mhm.
Right.
So now that all those failures are in the past and we're here now, can you let us in on some of your accomplishments?
Selling out.
Mhm.
Um, the first time I sold out. Now this is with packaging down, ingredients down, um, price, everything on point. I have that all together out of the way,
Mhm.
and people watched. So a part of the branding is connecting. People watched it because I was always live. They watched everything. I opened the door to people giving me advice, telling me what to tweak, did all of that, and I relaunched. When I relaunched, within a day or two, I was completely sold out. So now I restocked. Remember, now the relaunch, I'm reintroducing the product. So you have to wait again to see how it's received. People started to hit me up within a week. "Oh my God, Miss Pope, I love everything about your product. Reorder." I sold out off of reorders without people even being done with their product 2 weeks later. So it was like, finally, I listened. I approached it different, and I got to be able to sell to everyone. I got to have my price points accessible to everyone. I delivered a great product with great packaging. Um, my customer service, I was able to deal with each individual customer because I wanted to always do that. Of course, you're going to need help, but certain things you want to speak to your customer, right? And I was able to do that, and I sold out again. Like right now, I'm waiting to remake my turmeric face mask, which I'm pretty sure as soon as I say it's done, I'm gonna sell out again.
I'm
That's
so
amazing.
happy for you.
Mhm.
Thank
Amazing.
you. And I will tell you one of my fears. I'm sorry for skipping through that. In the trans community, for some reason, I don't know why, they expect one thing of us, and it's probably sex work or something like that. I never had to experience that because I had a great family structure. But for the public to receive me identifying myself and not hiding it, um, and saying this is my brand and standing, because people told me not to even put my face on the product, not to put my face behind it on my website. I've received advice like that because you're trans. And I said, no, I am Olivia Pope. This is my product. I have to represent it. So for the public to receive me so well, not just to watch me on Instagram for gossip or whatever, and receive me as a business owner, that was the biggest success ever for me.
Yes,
Because now I get to show other girls out there that you don't have to be a sex worker. You don't have to hide, and no, you can walk proudly into anywhere. Like I walk into the bank to do business stuff, and they greet me and embrace me for who I am, Mrs. Pope.
mhm.
Yeah.
So now that you've built this business of your own and you have all this confidence and you know what you want to do, how do you handle when people reject or discredit your work?
I haven't really faced much of that. I haven't. But I had a conversation with someone. So, it will come to us all. Um, First thing, I want to listen to what they're saying because they might have a problem with something that really needs to be tweaked or fixed. And but if it's something that's just negative or just coming from a really bad place, I don't even welcome negativity in my space. So if someone comes at me to discredit me or anything like that, well, no. Someone said, "What does Olivia know about skincare?" I'm not buying that. I did hear that, and it was like, well, my education allows me to read and understand, and I dismissed it. I didn't want to hear anything else about it. I just remove
Mhm.
anything negative out of my space. It is not allowed. If it's going to make me doubt myself or I'm not gonna engage back and forth. If it's not productive, it's gonna be dismissed. Nothing is gonna get in this brain of mine. That's mine.
Positive vibes only.
Yes, I wish I had your strength.
Girl, it's easy. Trust me. Once you wake up in the morning, before I do anything, I lay in my bed and I say positive words in my mind before I even answer a phone call or open my mouth. I start saying positive things. You speak it into existence. And this now has shifted my tone even when I'm on live. I deleted all people that just got online doing craziness. I don't even feed it to my brain. If you go online and you're talking about confidence, I will watch you all day long and I bring it and welcome it because you welcome your atmosphere. You start it. It starts with you. So you can do it.
That's amazing. Uh, Speaking about the tumultuous times we are in, how would you say that the current political and socio environment has impacted your business?
Okay. At one point I was doing TLC. You know what that is? The NutriBurst and stuff like that. And the head of that company got online during the Black Lives Matter stuff and said all lives matter, and it really hit the business hard. So now that I was selling, because I sell really well in that business, you feel it. And even when I went live, most of my sales, I don't need another influencer to do anything for me. I do everything myself. I was faced with the questions, and I remember the day after that statement hit, I went online because I had avoided going online, period, from I realized what was going on. I went online and someone was like, "Why are you still selling that? He doesn't like African American people." And I started to engage. And the engagement had me on live for an hour going back and forth with comments. Those are words. Um, when really I just tell myself this political stuff, I can talk about it, but to an extent. Racial stuff, I talk about it to an extent because for me, I'm for everyone. And I don't choose in my personal life or any form, business life, to be attached to anything where I'm saying one thing negative to uplift the next or anything like that. I don't promote violence or anything like that. So when it came to that, when that happened, people start seeing that I really wasn't. When I stated it, I don't ever want to have a conversation like this again. I took some time. I focused on the product. That's it. I don't touch anything else, and people start realizing that I wasn't welcoming any of that energy ever again after that one day, and I didn't. Now, politics is very sticky. So, when in business, I would recommend, and that's any business, whether it's your own or your whatever, your career, whatever, everyone is entitled. And if I am going to have a conversation, I go into that conversation knowing that everybody's entitled to their own opinion. And a conversation shouldn't be a debate or an argument. That's what the politicians do. They debate. So if I am going to say, all right, we can have this conversation, I have to be willing to listen to what you're going to say to me. Just like the same respect, I would want you to listen to what I'm going to say. It shouldn't feel like I'm forcing something down your throat or you're forcing something down my throat. And it makes it easier to agree, to disagree if you have to, or to see each other's point of view and respect it.
Mhm. Yes, I agree. So, on a lighter note, what is your favorite aspect of being in the beauty world?
Results. So it turns me on when someone shows me problematic skin or something like that, and they say, I've been to the doctor and it'll work, and then it stops working. And then I like to educating people about beauty, natural beauty, what your body can naturally do that you don't know you can. And I like to see when, and it's not just my line because I watch a lot of organic lines and stuff like that. And I look at their reviews. I actually use other natural lines that's not mine and the results from it to see someone naturally. When someone says to me, I can go outside without makeup, thank you, Miss Pope. My turmeric line is everything. And they say, I can go outside without makeup. It makes me feel so good because we're so caught up in this look that we put that into. We have the younger generation coming up, the millennials, and we're feeding them this superficial image of what is winning, what is beautiful, what it no. Everyone is naturally pretty. If you get up and you say that I'm 110 pounds and I'm gorgeous versus I'm 300, the 300-pound person is still beautiful. You just have to believe that in yourself, and then people will start to see it. So when I see the results of somebody naturally, organically, whether it's mind, body, and soul, embrace their beauty, that's everything for me.
Mhm. Absolutely. And what would you say are some of the biggest trends in beauty right now, and how do you feel about them?
Well, we know makeup is everything. And I like makeup. I like pretty. But so everyone is big on highlighter and how God, sorry, I can't even turn that iPad off. It's over there. It's for my business. A lot of people is focused on just being pretty with makeup, and makeup is really good, but ingredients. I started to pay attention to a lot of ingredients and things that will give you the same flawless look with now, and a lot of makeup companies now are using less chemicals. That's not that's harsh for your skin. So it's trending right now to wear makeup, and now I'm like, yeah, you could definitely wear it, but it's going to give you health benefits. Then I'm into it, and a lot of businesses are doing that now.
Mhm. So, where do you see yourself in your business in 5 years?
In 5 years, I see Beauty by Miss Pope actually. I think people sleep on natural stuff, and I see it being on in one of the biggest platforms, um, being getting the same respect as something that's not as good for you, but selling because of the name. I see it being right up there. That product could still be there too, because I don't believe in downing one product for the next. But I see it being right up there in the biggest stores and being actually with my story there where it started.
Yes, I love that.
2 years actually, not 5.
Have the confidence.
Yeah.
Uh, Unfortunately, we're almost out of time, which I want to ask you so many more questions. So, can we just spend the next few minutes with you talking about some of your products that you sell, your favorites, and what goes into them?
Okay, so I sell my turmeric line really quickly. I have a turmeric face soap, so that has a coconut base, turmeric, of course, goat milk in it, and grapeseed oil. We know avocado oil has a lot of antibacterial properties, um, and that washes you clean. So, say you have a day out, and you beat your face with all this makeup, all this mud, because I call it mud. You wash, and your face so clean but not dry because I put oils in it to back it up. Then I have a turmeric face mask, and that's a turmeric, aloe, honey, manuka honey, and a whole lot of stuff is in it. But those three main ingredients, that you use it twice a week, you feel the impurities, you feel your face pushing out all of the mess that might be left in it. And then I have my turmeric oil and a rose oil. Both oils you can use one in the day and one in the night. The turmeric at night, that is like a cleanup maintenance, and the rose oil, it literally gets rid of all damages before, and it leaves you really hydrated well, and it can be worn under makeup as opposed to a primer with synthetic properties. Then I make a body mousse. My body mousse cannot stay. It's a mango butter base, so it's a moisturizer for your body. It's a mango butter base, scented, that uses a jojoba oil to make the smells. That's the base of the smells, and it's cotton candy, vanilla, mango, and love struck. Love struck is a temporary smell, which I'm going to discontinue until the spring. Everyone's going crazy about it, but that literally moisturizes you all day, and you smell amazing with that. And the good thing about that is aging. So we know our body goes through a lot. It's aging, hyperpigmentation, eczema, psoriasis, different things. When you literally see when you touch someone a month after they're using that body mousse, they feel like velvet, literally. So for now, those are what I have available. And then I'm coming out with the turmeric ginger body scrub with a peppermint infusion. I'm gonna do a lip scrub. I have so much that I'm gonna do, but next up is the turmeric and the lip scrub for the girls.
These all sound amazing. I'm definitely gonna have to check it out.
Me too.
You guys will, it's on my website. I don't know if you guys are provided with my Instagram, but it's on my website, and I'll email it to you guys as well. Actually, I'll get you guys some product to take them out. I'm going to give you guys some products. So you guys are going to check out the website and tell me which ones you want to try, and I will send them to you.
Yes!
Thank you.
Oh, best day of my life.
Oh, God. And you
So
guys, what
do you close up? Do you mind telling our viewers where they can find you and what your website is?
Okay, my Instagram page for my business is beauty_by_miss_pope. And the website is in the bio, but it's www.misspopeworldwide.com. And my personal Instagram is keeping up with Liv, keeping_up_with Liv on Instagram. And yeah, that's where you can find me, girl. I'm a New York City girl.
Amazing. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to talk to us. It was such a pleasure.
It was a really good time.
Email me, check out the website, tell me what products you want, and I'll get it available to you.
Oh, I will.
All right. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Have a good rest of your day.
All right.
Bye.